I am thrilled to introduce you guys to our next incredible speaker for the Healthcare Summit. Joining us all the way from New Zealand in the future, Jacqui O'Connor. Jacqui's title presentation is Caring for Our Carers, Supporting Our Communities from the Frontline Up and Out. Jacqui O'Connor is a visionary health leader, a reimagined nurse of 30 years, and founder of Heartfelt Hospital, a registered New Zealand charity delivering care beyond the walls of traditional medicine. Rooted deeply in clinical nursing and guided by a passion for systemic healing, Jacqui brings a unique blend of frontline experience, whole health approaches, and Indigenous informed wellness practices. Her work nurtures whole person, whole system transformation, focusing on emotional safety, community connection, and the healing power of presence. With compassion and intention, Jacqui invites clinicians to gently explore the system and become active catalysts for its renewal. Thank you so much for being with us today, Jacqui. It's an absolute pleasure.
Oh, thanks, Valerie, and thanks, Embring. And I have had the privilege of having a full night's sleep, so I'm very aware that you've all been up all day, and I know I'm towards the end of a long day for you all. So I look forward to sharing this with you. I'm going to start with a video. So I'm just going to share my screen. And I'm just going to leave it on this screen to begin with, just so that you can see the video, and then I'll enlarge it. It worked first time when I started, tried it. Let's try that again.
During the Crimean War, more soldiers died from infection than in battle. Until a nurse introduced sanitary practices still in use today. When the scourge of polio hit the world, it was standard practice to strap down and immobilize patients. Until a nurse discovered that movement and physical therapy had far better results. In the 1950s, jaundice was a leading cause of infant death. Until a nurse found that a few hours of sunlight could actually cure the condition. At the dawn of the AIDS epidemic, no one knew how the disease spread, so patients were kept quarantined and alone. Till nurses defied convention and embraced them with compassion. During the Ebola outbreak, the disease was thought by many to be too contagious to treat. And a student nurse used what she had on hand: garbage bags and duct tape. Protect herself so she could care for others. And cerebral palsy robbed many patients of their ability to speak. The nurse gave them back their voices. And I will always be grateful to her.
Thanks to Johnson & Johnson for that video. So welcome to Heartfelt Hospital, caring for carers and supporting communities from the front line up and out. You've just watched a short video honouring the often unseen yet essential work of nurses, midwives, social workers, teachers and parents. The quiet backbone of our health and well-being, not just responders in crisis, but the solution itself. And for over centuries, carers have supported us through every life transition, from birth to death, from grief to recovery, from trauma, joy, illness, and healing. But here's the question that we must ask today: who is caring for these carers? Those who hold others endless patiently often go unseen and unsupported. Burnout, disconnection, and depletion are too often the cost of care. That's why Heart Place Hospital exists, to be a sanctuary for the carers, a new kind of support system that helps them stay in the roles they love and thrive in them. When we care for carers, we strengthen our teams, we nurture healthy communities, and we build resilience, values-driven workplaces. And today we'll explore what it means to care from the inside out and why supporting people who support us is not just compassionate, it's strategic. So hi everybody, I'm Jacqui O'Connor. This is a photo of me taken during the early days of the pandemic. But by this point, I'd been a New Zealand registered nurse for 25 years. I'm also a mother, a wife, a daughter, and like so many others, a lifelong carer. I'd spent decades holding others through their hardest moments, but in this moment, I couldn't find what I needed to hold me. There were no systems in place for carers like me, the ones expected to stay steady no matter the storm. Quietly behind the scenes, I began to unravel. That moment changed everything for me because I couldn't find the support I needed, so I chose to build it. Not just for me, but for every carer walking that same invisible front line. And that's how Heart Place Hospital was born. A New Zealand registered charity, a new ecosystem of care, one that sees, supports, and sustains those our current systems so often overlook. So I left bedside nursing after 25 years, and I went and sought some extra support and studied with Dr. Lissa Rankin in the United States in the Whole Health Medicine Institute. And this is the model of care that she shared with us, and it just so landed for me. So being circled or being encompassed in the love, gratitude, pleasure, and service, and then that Karen model of everything starts with the base of our inner pilot light or our inner knowing. And then we balance on top of that our relationships, work, purpose, spirituality, sexuality, creativity, our environment, our money, and then that manifests our mental and physical well-being. So I studied with Lissa and many frontline workers around the world, and even to this day, I'm still in connection with them. And this time last year, I was in California at a 3-day event with Lissa and some of those frontline workers. So what we're facing isn't just staffing issues, it's system-wide issues. And in New Zealand, health and education sectors are stretched beyond capacity. So like the rest of the world, over 50% of our healthcare workers show signs of burnout, from emergency departments to aged care. Moral injury and chronic stress are becoming the norm. Our Māori and Pacifica families face systemic inequities. They have trouble accessing an outcome and receiving outcomes and receiving cultural safety. In our educational system, teachers and principals are leaving in record numbers, and with rising neurodivergence and mental health needs being met with adequate resourcing. And our Māori and Pacific students are still disproportionately excluded, and parents are having to step into roles as therapists, case managers, and social workers just to keep their children afloat. So the bigger picture, these aren't just operational issues, they're signs of relational breakdown, disconnection from purpose, disconnection from one another, and disconnection from the values that once made these caring professions feel safe to serve. So many of you will be familiar with the work based on from Dr. Stephen Porges on the polyvagal ladder. Our nervous systems are constantly scanning the environment, asking, am I safe? Am I seen? And the three main nervous system states, the bottom being freeze or shut down. When life feels overwhelming, we go numb, disconnect, or disassociate. And many carers are here in collapse, burnout, and exhaustion. In our middle rung, the fight or flight survival mode, energy is present, but there is no sense of safety. And this is where moral injury lives. Nurses, teachers, and parents are forced to push on in unsupported systems. The top part of the ladder is safety and connection, regulation, where healing happens. And then we are seeing how, in co-regulated, the body can finally say, it's okay to rest, you're not alone. So the deeper truth is we cannot regulate alone. Safety is co-created. Healing is relational. Carers are natural co-regulators for others. But right now, too many are stuck in survival states without support to climb the ladder. And this is why Heartplace Hospital exists, to offer that relational safety, to help carers regulate, recover, and rise. Because when a carer heals, the ripple calms the whole room. I want to introduce you to Veda Austin's work. She's a fellow New Zealander. She's an author, a researcher in water. She's also a mother and wife, and a global keynote speaker. So she conducted a study, a powerful experiment using eggs, and she froze the albumin to show environmental shapes, internal structures. So you can see in the free-range eggs, the albumin is free-flowing. It's quite beautiful structured crystals. And then the water from the caged egg is quite fragmented, chaotic crystals. Then she placed one free-range egg amongst the caged eggs. And within 24 hours, she tested the albumin again, and she, and the albumin became structured and alive, mirroring that free-ranged egg. So what this is demonstrating is the power of co-regulation. I know I'm using eggs as an example, but when we have one well-supported, steady presence, we can uplift an entire system. It's the science behind hope, anchored safety, compassion, and calm create ripple effects across environments. And we see this everywhere, in hospitals, in schools, in aged cares, and in family settings. One supported carer equals healing and resilience across communities. And Heartplace Hospital is designed to be that anchoring presence, nurture free-range carers, help caged carers reconnect to their natural flow. And so we're employing business owners and leaders to invest in carers is more than a compassionate strategy. It's strategic. It builds stronger teams, healthier culture, and long-term workplace success. At Heartplace Hospital, we aim to be the free-range egg, bringing calm, coherence, and care into systems that often feel chaotic and fragmented. The reality for frontline carers. So what about care environments? The heartbreaking truth is that frontline carers are often the last to receive support. So burnout and barriers, over 50% of the workforce is experiencing burnout, which looks like exhaustion, cynicism, overwhelm, low motivation, reduced capacity to care. And 80% of our frontline workers don't access support due to stigma or fear of judgment. Our Māori and Pacifica families and rural carers face even greater barriers. There's a real cost, time, cultural safety and access for them. In New Zealand, a third of our nurses that train actually complete the 3-year degree. And this year, only 45% of our nursing students actually found employment in New Zealand. So it's more than a staffing problem. It's every carer we lose is a loss of generational wisdom, lived experience, and trusted leadership. We're not just losing compassion, we're losing community capacity, workplace sustainability, and family wellbeing. So this is why Heartplace Hospital exists, founded to support those who support us all. When carers are cared for, the whole community thrives and the ripple effect heals far beyond the individual. So what does this look like in practice? So here's just a few stories from the 5,500 carers we supported in the last year. So the first one is a beautiful nurse specialist working in a specialty role in a large area of New Zealand. She'd been a nurse for over 35 years and she stepped away from her role due to burnout, the kind that really makes you question your entire career. Through a blend of physical support from health coaches and deep somatic trauma healing with Heartplace Hospital, she's now back in her specialty, thriving, and she's training to become a health coach herself. She's about to join Heartplace Hospital as one of our service providers, and she told me, I feel part of a system that fills me up. So not only have we got her back in the role, we've also got her now sharing what she learned to understand and celebrate herself with others. Another is a teacher and a new mum, and whose babies, she had a beautiful pregnancy and birth, and her baby was unwell after birth, which was really traumatic. She received care from a midwife-trained somatic trauma practitioner of Heartplace Hospital, and she said, Heartplace Hospital has grounded me to parent from strength. So not only has she gained support from accessing that support early, so has her baby, and we'll see her back in her teaching role in a year's time. Another is a midwife who is actually one of our service providers as well. And she said, thanks, Jacqui, again, for knowing where to send me and for this beautiful gift. I'm feeling so much better, a huge shift, a sense of freedom. This is central to my full healing. I'm so grateful for the time, compassion, and expertise. That's the power of having a place to land when you're the one who's always holding. We've also supported nurses, 2 nurses this year, straight from both psychiatric nurses, straight from psychiatric wards, and come into Heartplace Hospital for respite. And pleased to say that they're both back in employment and nursing roles. So when we support our carers, they stay in the roles they love, they stay well, and they become the healing our communities need most. Another piece of feedback we've had recently is I hadn't known about Heartplace Hospital prior to this, and I'm incredibly grateful for the value needed you do for families and care providers alike. Thank you. So who are we? We're made up of over 55 community experts and growing trauma-informed guides and integrative service providers. In the past financial year, we've supported over 5,500 carers across New Zealand. Our approach is that we call our patients and clients visitors. We're bringing back the etymology of hospital, which is the welcoming in of guests and hosts. Many become service providers as a result and all become part of the community. We walk alongside people through their most meaningful life transitions, birth, death, grief, healing, burnout, and everything in between. And what we offer is wraparound care that supports where the systems fall short, always bespoke, personal, and relational, designed to meet the people exactly where they are, healing that often reaches the cellular level. And what we champion is a new era of care, community-led, heart-centered, and preventative, not just reactive or clinical. We stand for all who work in the front lines of care in health, education, and family systems, especially those who care for our most vulnerable. And our impact. At Heartplace Hospital, we offer a whole health, heart-led model designed to nurture carers and communities alike. Healing retreats and circles and community events, creating safe spaces to hold grief, birth, death, and recovery, honouring life's transitions with compassion and presence. training new guides and community stewards, empowering the next generation to carry forward care rooted in connection, wisdom, and resilience. Weaving in Te Ao Māori forgotten wisdom and science, integrating Indigenous knowledge, modern research, and collective care practices to restore balance and belonging. In supporting carers to stay in the roles they love, providing relational safety, practical support, and soul-nourishing connection to reduce burnout and sustain well-being. Building thriving communities through sustainable heart-led care. Our approach nurtures not just individuals, but whole systems, families, schools, workplaces, and whānau, fostering resilience and flourishing. Heart Place Hospital is more than a charity, it's a living ecosystem of care where healing ripples outward, strengthening the fabric of New Zealand. So, do you want to help? Here's how you can turn from audience to ally. Get involved with Heart Place Hospital. Join an event or training, step into a space of healing and learning, connect with others who care deeply, and build skills that nurture well-being for yourself and your community. Make a heartfelt donation or offer a service. Your generosity fuels our work supporting frontline carers and their whānau, creating ripple effects of resilience throughout New Zealand and the world. Share with someone who needs hope. Help us reach those carrying heavy loads by spreading the word. Together we can light the way for more carers to find sanctuary and support. And be part of the heart-led ripple. Together we nurture the carers who hold up everything, creating healthier workplaces, families, and communities. And just going on from the video that we started with, and then came COVID-19, systems broke down until a nurse, Jacqui O Connors, founded Heart Place Hospital where the carers are cared for too. And I just want to end with another video.
We have way too much burnout. We have way too much mental illness amongst caregivers, which is really still not talked about enough.
It was just my calling, like it was in my blood from when I was born to care for others at the detriment of ourselves sometimes. Like, let's be really real about it. Like, that's why Heart Place Hospital has been established.
I think the Western medical model right now is not sustainable.
I looked at all my consultants and I really didn't see anyone whose lifestyle I wanted. It was quite an unhealthy system.
Everyone that works with other people, it's like the most important thing to come back to is you need to fill your cup first, because it feels so easy to give to other people, but you can play that game only so long till you start to really burn out and lose the connection to yourself or lose yourself in the process of that.
And as Gabor Mate would say, so, I mean, he's a man who's really one of the world forefront leaders in trauma. He would say most healthcare professionals come into this profession because we are already traumatized beings trying to prevent trauma in others.
I don't actually have a lot of hope that the education system is going to change as a massive organisation soon, but it's going to need to. Our young teachers who have the energy and the vibrancy are leaving in droves. Our older educators are retiring. Already we are seeing primary and secondary schools going down to 4 days a week or sending students home because there's just no teachers to be able to teach them.
You know, our hospices are struggling. The whole model of our care of the sick and dying is not really right. It's too medicalised, and we need to go back to that really basic, important structure of caring for our people.
Heart Place Hospital, amazing, and you're amazing, Jacqui. It's to then be able to have tools that work. And so I think to be able to reflect on what's working for me, what's not, like at the moment, that conventional model when we're stressed and burnt out, for a lot of people it's not working.
A lot of the stuff that you've done that Heart Place Hospital does is not just interesting to me for my own personal growth, but it's something that shows me what I could do if I wanted to become the teacher and lead someone on a journey that's similar.
We have a mental health crisis, especially in the Western worlds, is because we've been so disconnected from our inner nature. And I think returning to that is the key, is really the answer. Returning to that sensitivity, returning to that center, returning to our hearts. You know, heart plays hospital, right? There's a reason for everything. And if we don't live from our hearts, that's what will be killed off. That's what will die off because it is not sustainable with life.
When I look to someone like yourself, I think one day how amazing would it be to have something similar here in Australia for our healthcare workers?
I think that healthcare, it's a relationship. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be equal. You know, the word hospital comes from the same etymology as hospitality and hospice, which carries with it the energy of the kindness of strangers, you know, guest and host. It's a reciprocal relationship. And often in healthcare, it doesn't feel like that. There's a hierarchy, there's a power imbalance.
It is about creating a healing health system for sure.
We know from the literature that even just experiencing an episode of burnout can take up to 3 years to heal from. That's if we're actively healing. But how many of us are emotionally constipated and all of the other things, right? And we're not in a space where we actually have the safety to heal. That's what I love about what you do. Like, I absolutely think it's a genius model. And I can't wait to come visit.
Just had literally goosebumps from head to toe because I feel that there could not have been a better steward of this mission than you, and deeply grateful for you.
I have incredible admiration and respect for nurses and, you know, the people on the front line who are caring for people when they're at their most vulnerable.
He said, well, what's Jacqui all about? And I said, well, she heals the healers because the healers are the ones that need that support, who are so busy giving to everybody else that they need to have something in them.
I think the beautiful place about what you're doing is you're allowing it to be easily accessible. The people on the front line who are right here, right now.
This is your gratitude for the work that you do in sharing these incredible modalities with the world. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqui, for the way you show up in the world, for the difference that you make, and for everybody watching. Keep thriving because you make a difference.
Jacqui, thank you very much. You know, when I came back from Peru, I sort of had another percentage of my healing to do. I wasn't able to enter the workplace when I first came back, but I love the energy that Heart Place Hospital provides. And I was very generously loved by you and what you could offer me. That allowed me to come back into the workplace and is letting me sustain myself in such a place I've never been able to do before.
It's not just something like a beautiful experience. We want more than that. It's like a win-win-win. This next level of development, there's no more competition, we're collaborating. And it's like, how can I bring her into more of her authenticity because she has an influence on all these people around her. And I want that ripple down effect because it's impossible for me to reach everyone.
Love that, Jacqui.
Thanks, everyone. I also just wanted to add that we focus also on a lot on we focus so much on burnout so often but we do focus a lot on those who aren't in burnout so that we can show more of what is possible. So as much as we support people from burnout into thriving again, we also really focus on those who are thriving so we can use them as leaders and examples of what's possible. So thank you everybody for listening. I know I'm the very tail end, Charlie, so and we've got time if anyone's got any questions to ask back.
I think we're all speechless. Just such a beautiful presentation. Your heart is so full. You made my heart sing. And God bless you for the work that you do. You are an amazing individual and you were put on this earth to do the work that you're doing. You're passionate about it. I feel it. It's so wonderful to be able to hear you speak so eloquently about your work. Truly, really just, I'm so glad I was able to witness this, Jacqui.
Oh, thank you, darling. That means a lot. Yeah, it's definitely my pain to purpose story for sure.
Well, you have amazing people here that have listened today because I'm in the presence of true royalty in healthcare. I will tell you that. So, for everyone that's listening in, you are surrounded by love.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing medicine?
It's amazing. It's emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I mean, I'm here to replicate this into other countries as well. So I just know that once we get the New Zealand model, it's gonna be just so easy to replicate it across
Oh,
the
bring it
board.
on. The US
Yeah.
needs it.
I know, right? Well, we
Oh
do
my
too.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of the reason that I focus on education as well is sort of I've only caught the last couple of last three talks, but so much of our role is around people management. So I just think if we can get early into the educational system and start supporting our future carers into understanding and celebrating themselves and actually understanding that love and authenticity is the highest frequency, and that we can be sovereign and be in partnership with our health team, then it just takes a massive load off our frontline workers not having to navigate those relational conversations.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Jacqui, a question from Caitlin. Have you found that your efforts are making change in other hospitals near you more accessible?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Thanks, Caitlin. Yeah, it's so interesting because albeit I use social media and lots of frontline workers come to, and we have a plethora of offerings and we meet people where they're at. So online, in person, one-on-one, in groups, podcasts, however you learn. And it's so interesting now. We're getting visitors being referred to us, and I'm like, oh, I always ask, how did you hear about us? And it's been starting to we've been talked about in other hospitals. So and even organizations, so our midwifery council who I've met with, and I thought when I left, I thought, oh, this is not landing for them. I've had referrals from them, and then our general practitioners, I've had referrals from them now too. So it is starting to ripple out, because what is an offer is, yeah, it's, I always say Rome wasn't built in a day. I just saying this to Valerie, Rome wasn't built in a day, but we lay bricks every day. So and it's perfect for my nervous system that it's gentle, because I'm not available to do this work and burn out because that wouldn't be a good look.
Thank you so much, Jacqui.
You are most welcome.
Oh, I really love it. Love the ripples, and I can ask Jacqui so many things about just it's incredible the fact that we are around the world right now. I mean, what is it? It's the next day for Jacqui. It's
Sunday.
middle of the night, Ambrine in Saudi Arabia.
Spring.
We are connecting around the world, joining hearts and having this message. I think that's just so powerful in itself. This is amazing. And I love what you're doing, Jacqui. Heart Place Hospital is incredible. Thank you so
Me
much.
too. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
I included,
yeah.
thank you so much. I included where you can find Jacqui and learn more about Heart Place Hospital in the links. And we are going to do I'm going to talk in the next session. We're just going to start not wait until the top of the hour, just because it's the final one. So, and then we'll just do a brief wrap up with Ambreen, Apoorv if he's there, and then we'll be all done. So thank you so
Well
much.
done.
Yeah. Thank you so much. See you.
Thanks, everyone. Well done, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.